We're now recording, and I'm going to do my best to get through these sponsors. All right, I hope everybody can see my screen now as I share it. Okay, so we just went through our networking session of the evening, and the next, well, here's all the instructions, just in case I didn't tell you, to tell everybody who you are and where you're at, but go ahead and put this information into the chat screen. Do you own an assisted living? So everybody can, again, go to the chat screen at the end of the evening and download that file, and that way you have it. So let's move past these. I always like to pay homage to Gene Guarino. Gene was very instrumental in this. Oh, I'm sorry. Missed that page. He's very instrumental in the founding of the RAL Academy and the RAL National Association. And he's introduced thousands of people to the model of the residential style assisted living. Gene's motto was do good and do well. So if it wasn't for Gene, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And I always like to recognize, unfortunately, we lost him a few years ago. Next, I want to point out our website. This is the dollar.com website. If you're in Colorado, this is really important. If you're outside of Colorado, you're still going to find some good resources on here. But particularly in Colorado, the helpful links page right here, that's the most important part, because if you're running an assisted living, you're going to want to, sorry, I keep jumping a little ahead. You're going to want to take a look at these right here, the Chapter 7 and Chapter 2. These are the rules and regulations. This is all on the state website. We just put shortcuts here so that you can reach it quickly. So rather than going to the state website and fiddling with all of their menus, you can just jump on our website, jump on helpful links, and you can get to it fairly quickly. You might want to look at some of the other links that are here too, because we just picked everything that made sense to make a shortcut to and put it on here. Next, we have the this is our Facebook page, Denver ALR. So we encourage everybody to join this and communicate with everybody as a social media platform. And we also appreciate everybody that had signed up on Meetup. This just gives us an idea of how many people are going to attend. It's probably more important when we were doing live meetings at restaurants so that we could tell the restaurant what to expect. But this is also another communication platform that we use. So whenever we have something we want to announce, we send it out to the whole group. So if you're on this, you're definitely going to get information from us moving forward. Next, we want to talk a little bit about our sponsors. And we've got quite a few sponsors that support our group, and we always like to recognize them. So let's start with Hall Ryan Construction, with 35 years plus of combined construction experience. This exceptional team at Hall Ryan Construction has transformed residential and commercial properties by bringing a high-touch, customer-centric approach to every engagement. On the insurance side, Hall Ryan's reconstruction and roofing expertise is a skill that many insurance companies actively seek out. Their reliance on Hall Ryan's experience in helping them write estimates has made Hall Ryan a well-respected, trusted expert in the field. This is probably more based in Colorado. So if you have suffered some hail damage in Colorado, give these guys a try. You can reach them at hallryanconstruction.com. Normally we have less to talk about Transact. He introduced this last month, but this is a card that they're introducing for your employees to give them an extra benefit. Go to 3waystobanking.com to see some information on that. Next, we have Brett Chutkiewicz with Palm University. Brett has done a few of our presentations. He's got some really very, very good content on his Palm.University. They've also got a very nice model for a 16-bed facility. He's put a really nice program for the high-end 16-bed model. And he has a great collection of training videos. They're mostly geared to the experienced operators. So if you go to palm.university, you can get more information on what they're doing. Next, we have the RAL National Association. I thought Brian would be here tonight, who's the president, who would be able to tell us a little bit about this. But members of Denver ALR, you get a free associate level membership of RALNA. And this is RALNA.com. This is the National Association. So if you're in this space, doesn't matter where you are in the States, you want to be a part of this program, RALNA.com. And of course, if you're just getting started in assisted living, we always recommend the RAL Academy, because these guys have been teaching beginners how to do this for many, many years. This is one of the programs that Gene Greeno had started. So if you're getting started and learning about this, we recommend you go to RALacademy.com. They just put on the national conference. It was about 2 weeks ago. And I went out there, actually, that's where I met Rihanna and saw what she was doing. So it's just a great conference. There was probably 500 people out there, and it's all about residential assisted living. So I highly recommend that you get involved with the RAL Academy if you're just getting started, or RALNA if you're already in this. Next, we have marketing for assisted living. This is Peter Brissett. And Peter makes websites. He's really one of the best website guys I've used. And I've been dealing with website guys since the early 2000s. He's definitely been the most responsive guy that I've ever worked with. And he's built our dollar website. He's built a couple of my business websites, and he specializes in websites for assisted living. So you can go to assistedlivingmarketing.com to see what Peter has. Next, if you are in Colorado, Senior Care Administrator Coaching, this is Janet Cornell. And Janet is very, very experienced. She's run several of these for many, many years, and all of that package was sold. So she is now giving consultation. She can come in and do mock surveys. So scac-janet.com is her website. That's a great person for consultation, and she is a certified consultant for the state as well. So if you get one of those nasty, you have to have a consultant type of POCs, then Janet can help you out with that. Next is the ICOR. This is the Investment Community of the Rockies. ICOR is Colorado's only nationally recognized and award-winning real estate investors association. They've been serving Denver Metro, Colorado Springs, and Fort Collins, and Northern Colorado, as well as real estate and property, rental property investors across the state. So ICO Rockies is their website. If you are just an investor and looking to broaden your skills, this is a great place to go. A very good group. They meet once a month. Next, we have the Pinkowski Law Group. That is Michelle and Brian Pinkowski. And they are not only Colorado's assisted living lawyers, but they are doing stuff nationwide as well. And one of their strengths is dealing with fair housing law. So if you're anywhere in the States and you're fighting HOAs or cities, remember the federal fair housing laws supersede everything else. They supersede the HOAs. They supersede the government that's there, the local government. You can't beat the feds. And these guys know how to take what the federal laws say and work it to your advantage. So if you're looking to expand the bed count or you're having any other issues, we recommend you give them a call. That's pinkowskilaw.com. Next, we have A Better Way Funding. This is one of the groups that I represent, and we do lease options for group homes. You can find out everything about our program on RALleaseoptions.com. And this is also one of the groups that I represent. This is Grand Avenue Business Brokers at A Better Way Realty. I do the deals that we bring to ABW Funding. And I've got over 30 years of business experience. I've done over 60 assisted living transactions. We've done over 100 million in transactions. I am a certified business intermediary. And of course, my specialty is assisted living. So we have some recent activity. And our recent activity is we have under letter of intent right now 86 beds in East Colorado. We have available 16 beds in Northern Metro, 24 beds in Southern Metro. Now, this is a deal where I do want to take note to this. $150,000, you can come in, buy all three of these properties, take over the leases, and it's a total of 24 beds. So it's a smoking deal that's going on right now, and there's a possibility of the owner carrying some of that paper. So if you have any interest in that, please let me know. We've also got 12 beds northwest of Denver. Under contract, we've got 56 beds south of Denver. We have another 32 beds northwest of Denver that this is going through ABW funding. We have some room for investors in this particular deal. So if you would like to be a passive investor, we can plug you into this one. And we just closed 8 beds south of Denver and just closed 28 beds on the western slope. So I don't know that I saw anybody here from CALA. Let me just take another quick peek and make sure that I don't have a CALA representative here that can give us an update, because I don't want to leave them out. But CALA, we call them maybe a sister group in essence, is kind of what they are. It's the Colorado Association of Assisted Living Colorado Assisted Living Association. And if you are an existing owner, you definitely want to be a part of this group. And give me just 1 minute here as I fumble through my Zoom tools, make sure that I don't have somebody in the waiting room, because I just heard somebody come in.
I don't see anyone in the waiting room, Vern.
Okay, great. All right, then I will try to keep moving forward here. So nobody from CALA here that would step up and tell us what's going on tonight? Then we will move on. So next event, Rihanna, we actually were fortunate to have our booths next to each other at the RailNutCon. And she told me what she was doing. I thought, wow, not only does this apply to people with assisted living, and she's got a couple examples of that, but this applies to anybody that's doing real estate investing. So I asked her to come in this month and chat with us and tell us what she's doing. Brianna, I'm going to turn the controls over to you.
Thanks, Vern, and thanks for the invitation too. It was fun hanging out with you at Rolla NatCon. Hi, everybody. I am glad to be here. I'm on the East Coast, so it's a little late for me, but I am excited about sharing this information with you. I will share the slide deck with Vern afterwards so he can pass it along to everyone. And we'll have Q&A at the end after I've gone through the presentation. This presentation was designed to be done in about 45 minutes. I whipped through it last week for the Rolla monthly meetup in about 20 minutes, but it was very rushed. So I'm going to go at a good pace, get you all the information, and then I'll answer questions. We'll do Q&A afterwards. Sound good, everybody? And I'm the kind of person who needs feedback, and like wave and hearts and happy faces. I'll perform better if I know that you guys are engaging with me. Sound like a deal? All right, so let me share my screen and just get right to it. All right, so this process that I'm going to share with you, we call the Time Freedom Roadmap. And like Vern said, it's not just for assisted living. We work a lot with real estate investors as well. We have insurance, bookkeeping. We have a lot of different lines of business that we serve. So this could apply to any business. And this, let's just make sure you're in the right place. You're in the right place. This is a good webinar for you if you never seem to have enough time, or you never seem to be able to get ahead. You feel like you're spread real thin. You spend a lot of your time on busy work. that's using up your bandwidth. Your business is completely dependent on you. If you're not there, things aren't going to get done and you're worried about what's going to happen. You think no one else can do it like you do or care as much as you do, or you don't know how to do things differently to get the results you want faster and easier, and you're just frustrated and feel stuck in a vicious cycle of trading time for dollars and working harder and harder. So in the next 30 to 45 minutes, I'm going to show you a proven step-by-step process that'll show you the true value of your time. If you don't get anything else out of this tonight, I want you to get the value of your time. How to achieve more while doing less, how to leverage people's time and talent to get more done, how to jumpstart your business growth today, and how to achieve freedom for your business and your family life. It is my goal that you get something out of this today that you can actually do something with, whether we work together or not. My big promise today is to transform the way you do business. Yes, that's a big promise. Transform the way you do business so you can achieve more and do less to scale your business in the next 30 days. Who would love that? Raise your hand, electronic hand. Show me some love. Show me you're with me. Thank you. Love it. Okay. So is this you? Can you relate to this? You're feeling overwhelmed and spread thin, or heavy reliance on yourself for business operations. If you're not there and you're not getting stuff done, the business suffers, or you're consumed by non-productive tasks, busy work that has to get done, but it doesn't necessarily have to get done by you. Or you believe no one else can match your commitment. There's a lack of time for revenue generating activities, and you're burnt out and frustrated from constant work. So the real problem is you just don't understand the real value of your time and what it's worth. And you don't have a proven step-by-step process to grow and scale your business quickly. Now, once you have a process, I'm going to show you how you can achieve more and do less, not do it all yourself, have a whole new approach to doing business, experience freedom, have the confidence to run an effective team, know when to delegate, have a business that can run without you. Wouldn't that be awesome? And live a more balanced life. Who all would like that? Show me some love, heart emojis, raise your hand, show me that you're alive and with me and that you're still breathing. I'm going to walk you through these steps now to achieve more and do less to grow your business in the next 30 days. So first off, who am I? I have actually over 30 years experience as an entrepreneur. I've started up and grown several small businesses to 6 and 7 figures. I'm an award-winning business coach and copywriter and a top producing sales and marketing professional, a dog mom, a real estate investor, and the list goes on. And what I do as a coach, predominantly, I coach entrepreneurs, and my niche is real estate investors. Is my niche and specialty is helping businesses scale by developing processes, systems, a team, automating, and delegating. That's a really hard transition for a lot of solopreneurs to make. But when you do, you get this. We all want to be successful. We all want to feel fulfilled, and we all want to be happy. So this time freedom roadmap I'm going to take you through 6 steps. The first one is what I do with clients who I work with is we first assess the current reality of your business. So we establish baselines by taking a detailed look at what's going on in your business right now, what's working, what's not working, and a SWOT assessment, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We're looking at everything so we can get a baseline. And here's why. It gives us an honest look at your business. It shows you what you need to focus on and provides a starting point so we can be more efficient and successful. And the bottom line here is you want to stand out from other businesses by having a grasp of yours. This assessment helps us identify where the issues are so we can do something about them and customize the solution for your specific needs. Step 2, we dive into an activity inventory. This is a transformational pivot point in the process. So many people get so much value out of this. From the mundane to the top priorities, you'll be surprised at just how much there is that you actually do. Writing it all down and seeing it in black and white really is a wake-up call. I'll tell you, when I was working with Jamie and Dana Robinson, which a lot of you know from Rolla, Jamie was really humbled at, wow, Dana really is doing all the work, pretty much, kind of thing. And so that was a wake-up call. But when they wrote down their activity inventory, it really confronted them with just how much they're doing, how much they've got going on. It's a real eye-opener. So what we want to do is stop doing and start thinking about what you're doing. That's a big shift. A lot of solopreneur slaves have a hard time with, giving up control to shift into trusting that you could delegate to people to do the work for you. Well, we show you how to make that transition so you can make it more smoothly and not feel like the mice are running away with the cheese. So, oops. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Activity inventory, my slides. Okay. So the activity inventory, this part helps you get a grasp on everything. It helps you get more organized. It helps you understand how valuable your time is. And this also shows you where you could free up some time so you could have a life, and you can reduce the risk of things falling apart if you need to step away from things. So if you don't really assess your business, face the facts of where you're at, and you don't start to step back and inventory, what do I do? We as entrepreneurs can get really busy being busy, and we don't want to stop to balance the checkbook, do the accounting, get the entries into QuickBooks, do the operational stuff that we need to do for things to keep moving. So if you don't really assess and take that activity inventory, you risk burning out, delay in hitting your goals, not growing, not building the financial security you want, or even losing your business if you can't keep on top of everything. And there's just no time to enjoy life. You're not here to live to work. You're here to work to live. So Jeremy and Dave, they're a couple of real estate investors and agents that work in the Hamptons in New York, a high end market. And they realized in the last couple of years, they hadn't grown. They set goals. They said, this year we're going to do it. And they kept not growing. And we went through the activity inventory, and it was Dave, the guy, medium wave Dave, the top photo. He is more the visionary, and Jeremy is more the integrator. And Dave, it was just tedious to him. He hated this step and loved it at the same time, because it really was a wake-up call, and it really helped them see, wow, this is justified. We really do need help. And they saw what their time was worth and noticed that most of their time was getting gobbled up in these low quality tasks that they could pay a VA or a team member $5, $10, $20 an hour. So they realized they had to free up some of their time to go with higher value priorities. Step 3 is about delegate to elevate. And here is where I like to say, no one succeeds alone. We all need help at some point. Wealthy people, successful entrepreneurs, CEOs, all the big leaders, they aren't the one in the day-to-day operations doing all the work. They are steering the ship. They are inspiring people to do the work for them. They've leveraged a system, processes, routines, habits, and other people's time and talent to free them up so that they're not getting bogged down in those lower wage types of tasks. So remember, you are trading time for dollars when you think you have to do all the work yourself. If you're doing everything in your business, you're actually limiting your ability to grow, and you really need to leverage technology and other people's time and talent to scale your business. Now, for those of you who might think, I can't afford a virtual assistant, I'm going to challenge you and say you actually can't afford not to hire someone. Because if you want to make, let's just say you want to make $1 million in your business, and maybe that's too far-fetched for some of you. So let's just say you want to make $250,000 net profit. You know, in order to do $250,000 net profit, I'm not talking about taxes, net profit after operating expenses, you have to make $120 to $125 per hour. So that means every time you're doing a task that isn't worth $125 an hour, it's actually costing you money in your business. Your time should be freed up for planning, for strategizing, for strategic networking, for raising money, for looking for the next one, for looking at ways that you can improve, to grow, to add more homes. So you need a proven process that helps you step by step get out of the day-to-day and start working on your business rather than getting bogged down in working in your business. You are not a business owner right now. If you're stressed out, and if you're stressed out and you're bogged down in a lot of day-to-day, you are actually stunting your growth. You're slowing down your growth. So you really want to leverage time, talent, and money to grow. So the old way is thinking if you just work hard enough, you'll make it. Trading time for dollars means you think it means that you've handed over control to someone else, or you're working 40 hours or more and it just, you're never getting ahead. Whereas what's at stake here is if you keep at that pace and you do have intentions on owning more than one home or investing in more, real estate deals, there's only so much of you to go around. There's only so much time you have in a day, so much energy. So what's at stake is compromising your health, your relationships, and even your future and your life. Because if all you're doing is working and you're never available for anything else or anyone else in your life, that takes its toll over time. So the new way is you got to give up a little bit of control to gain more freedom. We show you how to do that. You got to slow down, be more aware, develop processes, automate and delegate, hire talent for low value tasks, and focus on higher priority tasks where your time's paid off. So Luke and Rory, another set of real estate agents that were wanting to become investors, and they wanted us to help them with a VA team in doing lead generation to set up a wholesaling part of their business and really focus more on the real estate investing rather than the retail real estate agent side of the business. They've used VAs in the past from us, from Start Virtual, and they weren't successful at them. In fact, they were really unhappy about it. And they came to me and they said, what the heck? And I said, well, here the heck, come over here and let me work with you and help you make those VAs pay off. And so they invested in the program and learned how to manage their VAs more effectively. Now, Rory at the bottom was the one doing all the operational stuff. He was more the type A, and Luke is a little more easygoing. And within a couple of weeks, Rory could breathe again. He just felt like he wasn't buried in a mound of operational stuff, administrative stuff, transactional stuff, social media stuff. It was just such a relief for him. And then Luke stepped up more. It got the partnership more balanced because Luke stepped into the role of lead manager and getting a grip on how are we going to do a lead generation system here. One of us has to lead it. So they were able to get more balanced in their partnership and also start to generate leads. And they had never really done that before. So quick recap. So far, we've covered 3 of the 6 steps: a business assessment to see what your current reality is, really looking at an activity inventory, an honest, deep look at where all your time's going to really get a sense of just how precious your time is, and thinking about how much do I want to make this year or next year, and then divide that by 2,040 hours or 2,080 hours, which is 40-hour week, 52 weeks. I always take 80 hours out of there and just do 2,000 because you're going to take a couple of weeks off for vacation, hopefully. And if you aren't, then you definitely need this because you need breaks for sanity. And then we've also talked about delegate to elevate, how you have to give up a little bit of control to gain more freedom. Step 4 is where we start to turn the corner and actually start to work with you to help you develop processes. A lot of people don't do this because they don't know how to do it. And they think it's a lot more complicated than it actually is. And they just need someone to lay it out for them, to start to map it out for them, and then they start to see it. So the old way is being trapped in the vicious cycle, working hard with the wish of retiring, doing the same things, hoping for better results, working hard, long hours, sacrificing freedom, giving up, doing it all yourself and not having a process. So here is the new way. These are the steps I'm taking you through. The Time Freedom Roadmap, proven step-by-step process. What do I mean by proven? We've taken real people through this process and it has transformed their business. We've talked about the business assessment and goals, the activity inventory, the delegate to elevate, and now we're about to talk about developing processes and then those last 3 steps. All of this helps you achieve more while doing less and helps you scale. There's a difference between grow and scale. Grow is step by step. You grow, you learn, you implement what you learn, you're learning about the business, you're making progress. That's great. Growing steady, you're growing personally, growing professionally, growing the business, great. Scaling is when you've reached momentum and you're growing so fast, you've got stretch marks. Your business has stretch marks and you can't keep up with the growth because you're outgrowing all your current capacities, current way of doing things, and there are going to start to be breakdowns. Whoever is 303-587-7209, could you please mute yourself? Thank you. So what we want to do is help you see how simple this is, but a lot of people don't do it. And so here we go. Bottom line, this program helps you achieve more by doing less. And I've said a lot of these things already. It relieves a lot of stress and overwhelm. It's leveraging other people's time and talent to free you up. Dana and Jamie Robinson, their slides coming up here in a minute, but I've said a lot of these things already, so I'm just going to let you guys read the slide. But this is basically to give you freedom, financial and time freedom, to truly step back and grow businesses without getting entrenched in having to be involved in the running of those businesses. So step 5 is to recruit and hire the right VA for the job. Now I want to go back to this step here, this delegating, developing processes. It could start as easy as you start with the first thing you notice that you're doing, open up a Google Doc and start documenting. When I say stop doing and start thinking about what you're doing, what I'm saying is, while you're doing a task in your business, observe yourself doing it and start documenting the steps of that process that you're doing in a Google Doc. When you get ready to hire someone, you could use Loom or Traineel or any other kind of training video recording type of program, and you record yourself walking through that process. Now, when you start onboarding a team, you've got SOPs, training videos, the processes are all laid out, and now you're not spending all your time training new employees or new VAs. You're saying, hey, here's this job, here's the steps, watch this Loom video, let me know when you're done. And so in the beginning, there will be a lot of like meetings to guide them and supervise and set expectations, but you want to automate as much as possible. What are the things you can do ahead of time, document, record ahead of time, so that you don't have to hold their hand? And a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with making that transition to building a team because they haven't been able to do this piece. They don't think they have the time to slow down enough to think about what they're doing and document it. It's a game changer. And once you shift your mindset around letting other people help you in your business, you will never go back. You will realize, wow, what a game changer that was for you and your quality of life. So the next step is, okay, we've done the assessment, activity inventory, we've developed processes, we know what we need help with. Now let's go get the help. You need to take time to find and hire the right help. So we do that. We walk you through that step by step. It isn't about just hiring anyone. It's about getting the right person in the right seats on the bus. And making sure also that the personality is a good fit for whoever you hire, that they fit with your culture, they fit with your vision, your mission, your values. So Dana and Jamie, everybody recognize this handsome couple. They are very involved in Rolla, and they were the ones who invited me to the Rolla NatCon. And this process basically retired Dana. It's timely too, because they're wanting to pack up the family and live in an RV and travel around for a year or two in an RV, and they're busy. They've got 3 homes and a couple of other businesses. Dana's pregnant with the 4th child on the way, so there is a vortex of busyness that cycles around these two. They are powerful. So, the activity inventory showed that there was an imbalance and just how much was on Dana's plate. And it helped them get more organized and prioritize. And then we found Ellie. We interviewed 3 different VAs. They were all qualified, but the one they hired because of her personality. She's cheerful, smile, humble, willing to admit mistakes, willing to ask for help. and they really loved that. And even since they've hired her, they've been able to train her in SEO and a couple of other things that she originally was not hired to do for them. And because of that, it actually cut their costs in other areas. So their VA pays for herself because she's helped them cut costs in other parts of the business.
Brianna,
Yeah.
can you describe some of the tasks that they were able to offload to their VAs?
Yeah, I can. I'm going to wrap up and then I'll be happy to get
Okay,
it.
thanks.
Yeah, thanks. So just remind me, Vern, thanks. So we're on the home stretch here. Step 6 is learn to train and lead. A lot of solopreneur slaves get stuck with the letting go of control. It's all about developing processes and then automating those by documenting them and recording them, and then having a meeting cadence with your team and your VAs. So there's accountability, expectations, and structure, but you have to work with them for a while up front. So you all get a feel, they understand what you expect. You're showing them how your business operates. So this is where a lot of entrepreneurs, I've been coaching entrepreneurs for 23 years, and a lot of people want to stay small because they don't want to deal with doing this. They don't want to deal with employees. They don't want to deal with having to develop leadership skills. And so what I want to suggest to all of you is reading the book by Michael Gerber, The E-Myth Revisited. That's a really good book, The E-Myth Revisited, the entrepreneurial myth. So E-Myth. There's another book, another couple of books by Gino Wickman, Gino Wickman, Wickman. One is Traction, where it's a very dry, process-oriented book, but it is exceptional for anyone running a business, especially assisted livings that have so many moving parts. I highly recommend read E-Myth first. It's an easy read. It'll shift your mindset about how you do business. Then read Traction. It'll give you how to change how you do your business. And then Rocket Fuel, also by Gino Wickman, helps you understand that there's actually, for businesses to succeed, they really need a partnership, one that consists of a visionary and the other as an integrator. The visionary is the one who dreams, who creates, who has the ideas, who keeps things moving forward. The integrator is making sure that all the dreams of the visionary actually get followed up on, and the I's get dotted and the T's get crossed and things actually get done. So when you're learning to train, you want to set up your VA team to win. We want to prepare ahead of time, document the details of the process, record trainings, and do this for each task that you want to offload, that you want to retire. Every time you start to do a new role, responsibility, task, project in your business, immediately think, I've got to document what I'm doing, and you'll keep refining until you get it where you want it and you're getting the results you want. So the bottom line is you want to document what you want to delegate. You want to keep processes simple yet effective. You want to record all your processes so anyone can be trained on them, whether you're there or not. And, lack of organization leaves weak spots in your business. And as you grow, that weak spot will be your undoing, the weakest link in the chain sort of thing. So plan for the future and plan for growth. We're on the home stretch here. There's 7 mistakes I want to advise you to avoid. The first one is doing the same thing, expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. Doing it all yourself, staying in your comfort zone, not asking for help from experts, sacrificing freedom for control instead of the other way around, being afraid to invest in yourself and your business, and not taking action. I'll tell you right now, you can all think, wow, what a great webinar. Wow, that was really interesting. Boy, I really need to do that. And then you never do anything. This isn't going to make a difference in your life unless you reach out to me and schedule a time to talk. And I would say if you don't own a home yet and you're just getting started, you might not be ready for this. But if you're an established investor or you find that you've got a lot that you're doing, maybe you're juggling 2 or 3 different businesses, that this is for anyone. It doesn't have to be someone who already has an assisted living home up and running. So today I wanted to just reiterate that I promised to show you a proven and simple step-by-step process, relieve you of the vicious cycle of undervaluing your time, retire from the rat race of trying to do it all yourself, transform the way you do business so you can achieve more and do less to scale your business in the next 30 days and have more quality time off with family and friends to enjoy life. What you need to win is to just be honest with yourself. Let go of control to gain more freedom. Ask for help. Invest in yourself. Move out of your comfort zone and take action. Now, this is the exact blueprint our clients are using to achieve more and do less to grow and scale their businesses in, I am not exaggerating, in 30 days. It can transform everything. That's what it did for Dana and Jamie. So now you have a choice. We've set aside time on the team for the rest of this week for me to open up my calendar and book calls and answer questions and see if it would be a good fit for us to work together. You do need to qualify. And so that's what that call would be for. Is this isn't one of those things where we're selling this ice cubes to Eskimos. This program only works when people are at a certain stage in their business. If you're too new, if you're not busy enough, if they're a certain income level and a certain level of being established is really necessary for this to pay off. So who this is for, and I really want you to pay attention to this. If you're overworked and underpaid for the time and effort you invest in your business, this is definitely for you. Or if you want to grow your business, but you haven't figured out how to do that as fast as you'd like to, you feel like you're kind of stuck in a rut and you don't know what to change in order to take things to the next level. Or you're ready to break out of your comfort zone and just learn a new way of approaching your business so you're not trapped as a solopreneur slave feeling, oh, if I just work harder and we're just smarter. No, you're willing to invest in yourself and your business in order to grow. This program pays for itself. And so if that's you, then book a call now. All you have to do is scan this QR code with your phone and just fill out the form. It comes directly to me in an email. No one's going to be, you're not going to get a bunch of spammy sales calls. It's going to be me reaching out to you to say, hey, let's chat. All right. So why are we doing this? Well, we understand the frustration of struggling as a solopreneur, and we love helping others succeed. That's what this whole business has been built on. And we want to make it easier for you to achieve your goals. And we want you to have more freedom and success. Your freedom and success is ours. And so I just want to thank you for taking time to join me, for inviting me to speak in this group, Vern. And I'll just leave that up on the screen for a bit. And then, Vern, I just want to go ahead and answer your question and then open it up for other people's questions as well.
Okay, so circling back to the assisted living and Jamie and Dana.
Yeah.
Can you be more specific on the types of tasks that you were helping them offload?
Absolutely. And that's such a great question too, because it can make it real for everybody, right? So initially what freed Dana up the most was bookkeeping, like just getting rid of the bookkeeping. And you know, a lot of people are off screen, so you could use your electric hand. But who loves bookkeeping? Give me a break. I'm not going to see one hand raised unless someone here's a bookkeeper. We all hate that. You know, the accounting, the bookkeeping, the record keeping. So that gobbles up a lot of time. But also, like, what they also found when we did this process, Vern, is that they weren't using their executive directors, their house staff in their homes as efficiently as they could. And so hiring a VA helped support some of them, like their VA, because they were finding there was a lot of waste in the grocery shopping. And they were able to systemize and reduce waste and streamline and save a lot of time. Here's a VA in the Philippines ordering all their groceries and the delivery service of them for all 3 of their houses. She also started taking on their SEO marketing. That's something that they were paying someone else to do. They were able to cancel that service and have her do it. She does a lot of administrative stuff. And so it's just, the list goes on and on. She's not doing any lead generation other than the SEO. She's just doing a lot of administrative stuff, a lot of bookkeeping, a lot of SEO. And she's just got such a great attitude. They keep asking her if she can do more. And she keeps saying, yes, I'm good. I can do more. So they're thrilled with her. She transformed their business literally in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, once we get them set up and we've gone through all those steps I showed you, and I'm the one who does it. I'm the business process coach. This is a program I'm running, so I'm the one doing them all. And it's so fun to see what it does for someone. So we'll get them all set up with their team. We'll get them doing their meeting cadence, their training, their management, all that. And then I cut them loose for a couple weeks. And I come back a couple weeks later to make sure it's all running smoothly, that it's a good fit. And that's when they just gushed and gushed and gushed and couldn't believe what a game changer it was for them so quickly.
Okay, another question for you then. You know, in the US, we see that an employee lasts an average of X time. I don't know what that is. It's probably going to vary by region and what their pay scale is. How does that compare with the Philippines? You know, how long would you, because you put a fair amount of effort into training an employee. So, and granted, you're going to have these trainings, I'm sure, recorded so that you do the effort once, but still going through the effort of checking their work, making sure they have it.
Yeah. One of the things we use is Time Doctor. So there's accountability. Every few minutes, it takes a screenshot of what they're doing on their computer. So we provide a lot of layers of accountability. So when we hire VAs, we've got several hundred of them. One of the owners of the business lives in the Philippines, and he's sourced all the VAs. And we are super structured. We drink our own Kool-Aid and eat our own cooking. And we leverage VAs in our business. But when VAs come and apply to us, about 50% of them don't make it, just as far as the quality expectation. Then after we hire them, we train them. We train them depending on what kind of VA they're going to be. If they're going to be a real estate investment lead generating VA, we're training them and all that. And that's an intensive 4-week training that we take them through. But most of the people who go through training, only about 15 or 20% of them even make it through the training. And then after that, there's oversight for every VA we hire out. They also come with a client success manager. And then we do all the payrolls. So your company's not even dealing with that. I mean, you're paying us, but we're paying them, we're managing them. The client success manager is managing that VA. So there's a buffer and there's accountability, And we're also helping with their training and making sure they meet your expectations.
Well, that's interesting. So you're kind of a staffing company in essence, using the
No,
VAs?
we are not a staffing company, nor are we a recruiting company. We provide virtual assistance to people.
Right, but you're managing the VAs, is that correct?
Only, no, not really. We're providing some accountability. We're providing a client success man. We're providing levels of accountability and a little bit of management. When we hire a VA to you, they're yours. They're yours to manage. They're yours to be in your business, but we've trained them. We're paying them. We're providing a client success manager. And what that does is, because there's still a VA that we've hired to you, we also provide the option for you to trade out VAs. Say there's turnover. Sometimes a VA doesn't work. They're not a good fit. And it's just, you come to us and say, yeah, it's not working out. And we find you another VA that's a better fit for you. I would like to give some other people some chances to ask questions too, Vern, but I'm loving your questions. These are good questions.
Anybody jump in at any time. I've got a lot of questions, so I do welcome others.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Sure.
So from your experience, what are some of the major task that is holding the homeowners down, that has been transferred to the VA or to, whoever that can be able to do to free, the homeowner down? From your experience, what are some of the main tasks?
Well, all the administrative stuff, a lot of that, if unless you're all on paper still, but if you have more digital systems, they can do a lot of the administrative stuff that bogs you down. They can do a lot of the house management tasks that need to be done in the background, like ordering supplies, and they also can do time cards, payroll, bookkeeping, accounting, SEO, social media, lead generation, and like Jamie and Dana started training their VA, Ellie. She didn't know how to do SEO, but they asked her if she was willing, and if she was willing to learn, and she was. So now, because of her working with Dana and Jamie, she's developed a whole nother skill set, and she was open to that. But where we start is with the activity inventory, step 2, we find out where the bulk of the work is for you. And with running homes, it's a majority of it is the administrative stuff, the house management stuff, and marketing. And those are usually the big chunks where it gets delegated.
So are you guys look for the VA and then train them and then pay them? So we pay you, or how does that work?
Yeah, you pay us in cycles every 4 weeks, and we pay them for you. So they're still a Start Virtual employee that we're paying, and we're helping with some of the accountability and management of them, but you're paying us and then we pay them.
So how do you, I think from what I understood, you will go through with us to see what are the things that are holding us down. And then we'll be able to tell you what is the need that we have. And then after you are familiar with our business homes.
Yeah, we'll figure that out together. It won't it's like this process, nowhere in this process am I telling you what to do in your business. It's more revealing. It's a process of revealing and helping you step back and look at your business from a different point of view. And then with that awareness, what happens is it's like so obvious to you, you know, and it all it took was someone else showing you, hey, it'll be obvious when you do that activity inventory. Oh my God, I really do a lot for a lot of bookkeeping, a lot of, you know, record keeping, a lot of God, you know, and so when Jamie and Dana went through this, they realized that they could make their house executive director, house manager, they found ways that they could support their staff more and also make them more efficient, cut costs, make things more efficient. And so all of that gets revealed in the process. It's not us dictating anything with a cookie cutter approach. We're in there investigating and exploring and figuring out what you need. And it becomes very apparent to you. And then we go sourcing a VA through all the VAs we have. We have like hundreds and hundreds of VAs. And we have a team that works just for this program that goes and looks for 3 or 4 VAs that meet the criteria for what you need as far as skills. Then we take you through that interview process with them and show you, you know, we do the interviewing for you, but we show you what we're doing, give you a chance to be involved in that. And then you get to choose the one of the choices we're providing, which one feels like the best fit for you. Now, it's not just about skills. You want to make sure they're a culture fit, a value fit, you know, that they fit and that personality is going to work for you.
Wow.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, it's very, very helpful, and thank you. I mean, I am a assisted living home owner, and I think this is what I needed. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and what's your name?
My name is Fran Richardson.
Fran, if you
Yes.
can scan that QR code, fill out the form, it goes to me in an email, and I'll reach out to you tomorrow or Friday or on Monday, and we'll set up a call and we can go into more detail about what you need.
Monday would be better. I'm in a conference, CALA conference tomorrow. So
Okay, so will you fill out that QR code and send me a message? Now, I'll write your name down so I remember you. Fran, what's your last name?
Richardson.
Richardson. Okay.
If you forget, just ask Vern.
Just ask Vern. Yeah. All right. Anything else, Fran, before we move on to someone else?
No, this is very, very, very helpful. And thank you very much. Yes.
My pleasure. Look forward to connecting with you, Fran. Anybody else have a question, comment, smart ass remark?
Rihanna, I have questions.
Sure. Manetta.
So I do have virtual assistant.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I thought Manetta was talking, but go ahead, Kay. We're good.
Okay, I do have virtual assistant, but I think we do have a lot of rooms for improve. Would you also consider as a consultant to audit our VA and us?
Yeah, but ultimately what we're after is we take you through this program and you hire a VA from us. But I'd be willing to, Kay, if you want to do the QR code and just fill out the form and it'll be an email with just your name, phone number, and email in it, I'll reach out to you and we'll schedule a call and we can talk about that and see. I'd be happy to help you with that and see if there's a way to make, you know, the VA you've got going on more efficient and effective for you.
Okay, so good. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to help. Anybody else? Who else has questions?
I just had a comment.
Yeah, Manetta, go ahead.
I'm new to this. I just bought my home and I'm in process of trying to get my business started as residential care home. But my comment is that the program that I took, Care Home Secrets, it talked a lot about what you're talking about now, is how you're working more for your business and not in it. And there's a lot of things that I learned and all this stuff, and taking this meeting today, it really just showed me, like, you really need to know how to set everything up so you're not doing so much in the business, and having a good administrator and manager and stuff it really does take a lot of that pressure off of you than being stressed with everything and top of your marketing and everything else. So I'm really happy that I actually know Fran, and I'm so thankful and blessed that I came across from her to connect me to meetings like this and just continue learning until I am up and running. So thank you for
Yay.
everything.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, stay plugged in. I was so impressed with Rala and being invited to that NatCon event, because what an amazing community. One, what a great business. You're providing homes to aging people with memory care issues and other issues. You're providing a safe home for people who are aging. And I have a mother who's about to turn 84 next month, and I'm starting to think about this, but she's not going to end up in an assisted living facility for 10 grand a month, because we just don't have that. But so one, just the heart that people have in this business, but two, this is not an easy business at all. There is just a lot to it, a lot of moving parts, a lot of regulations, a lot to consider. So more power to you. I just think people who have these kinds of businesses are saints, really. It's amazing.
I agree
tell
with you
people
there.
when they're trying to do this, can you help us? And I tell them, this is not money making machine. People say that, but you will have to have your heart, mind, and soul. You have to have that heart to do it, because it comes with pain and heartaches.
There's the reality check we all needed, right? All right, Vern, I know you probably have some more questions for me.
I think that you've covered most of it. I think this is a very interesting program. And like I kind of alluded earlier, it sounds like you're almost a staffing company or a management company for these, for the VAs, which to me makes a lot of sense, because it's really, really difficult to try to manage these. I've looked at VAs, I've used VAs in the past, and I've just gotten frustrated with the management part. It's like, well,
yeah. And because what happens, Vern, and you bring up such a great point, because like Luke and Rory, who I'd shown you guys on the slide, they had tried using VAs and they just didn't know how. I met a guy at Rala NatCon who was already using VAs, and we got talking about it. And I said, how's that going? And he goes, well, it just took me months, really years, to get the hang of what to do with them. And yeah, I guess in a way we are a staffing company. We're staffing you with VAs, and we do all the heavy lifting for you. We vet them, we hire them, we train them, we provide accountability, we pay them, all of that. And so it takes a level of that off of your shoulders.
I think that's fantastic. And, I think that takes it to the next level. People talk about using VAs, but boy, there's so much management, and you're dealing with people that, you got to weed through them. That's the big thing, is weeding through them and finding a good person. And then in my experience, they last 8 months, 10 months.
There's still turnover. There's a lot of turnover with virtual assistants. That's why in our program, when you do two things that this program helps with is you guys could just come to us and hire a VA and go off and do your thing. But this Time Freedom Roadmap program is giving you a formula for how to leverage VAs in the most optimal way so you get the most bang for your buck, so you get up and running quickly with them. And you're not spending a month or two just dicking around trying to figure out what to do with them. That's what this program's doing, is it's giving you literally a roadmap of how to leverage those VAs so it frees up your time and gives you your life back.
Yeah, I think that's great. I really like what you're doing, Rihanna.
Thanks, Vern. Anil, did you have a question?
No, I don't. Thank you so much.
You just looked like you were wanting to ask a question.
No, thank
Okay.
you.
How about you, Randy? You look very pensive and lost in thought there. You're muted.
I was just thinking of all the ways to be able to use them.
Yeah,
All right, well, we've got your, beside the QR code, you have your link in the chat box.
yeah,
Is
and
that-
I'll give it again to everybody. Let me just give you guys all my information again, and you can write this down and contact me directly. Either at my phone number, calling me, or texting me, or my email.
All right, terrific. And everybody, where you put your information in there, just a reminder, to the right of the smiley face, there's a little 3 dots. You click on that 3 dots and you can save chat. That saves it as a text file. And I believe it will even show you where it goes, but typically it creates a Zoom folder on your computer, and that's where they're saved. So that way you can access all this information that you got tonight. Plus, we're going to have this on our website and our Dollar Facebook page. So, you know, if you need to go back and scan that code, you can do that as well.
And Vern, I will send you the slide presentation.
Okay, terrific.
And-
We'll add that.
Feel free to share that with everyone in this group.
Awesome.
Thank you, everybody, for having me. I really appreciate it and enjoyed being
Thank you,
here.
Rihanna.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody. Thanks so
Appreciate it. All right. So just to wrap up our meeting. Well, that was weird. I'm back though. It just shut me down. But to wrap up our meeting, we have our haves and wants. And that is, if you have anything you want to present to the group, if you want anything, you're looking for partners, you have a service that you want to offer the group, this is your opportunity. So I give you the floor. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share? Quiet out
Well,
there.
thank you, Vern, for organizing this meet, and really very interesting topics, and some of the folks we get a chance to meet and talk. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And also congratulations to Anil. Him and his wife Sonia bought their second assisted living yesterday. And Anil, we need to chat a little bit. I don't know if you saw that 3-pack that I presented earlier.
Yes, yes.
Might be an opportunity for you to step up. So, and that was the one I wanted to chat with you about yesterday. So maybe tomorrow we can have a conversation and see if there's something we can figure out there. Anybody else?
Sounds good. Thank you.
You bet. Okay, well, I will leave the floor open. I usually, if we were in a live meeting, I would end the meeting and I'd start putting stuff away and people can hang out and chat. So that's what I do virtually. I will basically sign off, but leave the doors open so everybody can chat if they want to. If not, I'll shut everything off once the last person's gone. I'm going to end the Facebook And I'm going to end the recording. And thanks everybody for coming out tonight, and we'll see you next month.